Today, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite places to buy organic bulk food online. Super easy, super affordable. Let's get started. Good morning, Heartway family. I'm so happy to be with you this morning. And today I'm out in my office, I love being out here with my beautiful mural that Marie painted. And so this is our office slash playroom. And today I'm sitting down to the computer because I need to put in my Azure Standard order for this month. It has been a few months since I've made an order. You guys know, if you've been following along for any period of time, that I like to stock up and buy bulk to save some money, especially when it comes to organic products and stuff, because that's the cheap way to do it. We are on a budget, just like everybody else is on a budget. And so I have to be strategic about how I buy, when I buy, even which items I choose to buy. All natural, organic. I know all of these things are titles and all of that, but I have to come up with a strategy. I have to plan and do what's best for my family, and that's what I'm always trying to do. But today, I wanted to share the whole process with all of you on what it looks like to put together an Azure Standard order. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys see my computer too and see what I'm doing, see what it looks like. I know those of you who are in Europe, or if you're in Canada, different parts of the world, I know you may not have access to Azure Standard, but I know there's a lot of you watching who you have the inside information, especially our Canadian friends. I know you've mentioned a place that's similar to Azure where you are. Someone has mentioned over in England that there's something similar to Azure. So if you know any of those companies, please put that below in the comments so you can help other folks out, because I don't know the names of those companies. We're in the USA, and Azure is available to us. And so here, when you look at my screen, I have selected my pickup location to Wheaton, Illinois. I actually am blessed to have two pickups very close to me. I have one in Wheaton and one in Joliet, Illinois. And truly the only reason I picked Wheaton, it was a couple minutes further away, further east for me, was because I have a friend who was already picking up there. And it's kind of nice when it comes to Azure Standard, if you can kind of build relationships with the folks who are there, which honestly, it happens so easily and naturally because it tends to be people that are good people, like-minded, that are trying to kind of save money, buy bulk, buy good quality, all natural products from local farmers and all of that. So it's a great community, but I already knew somebody there, my friend Stephanie, who we met here. She was a customer here, and you know, I love how that happens. And then we became friends. So she was already going there, so that if ever I couldn't make it to a pickup, it was a blessing to have her be available to like pick up my stuff, and vice versa if I ever needed to pick up her stuff. So I have my pickup. You come in here, you create an account. It's very simple. And when you're setting up the account, you select your location. So I picked Wheaton, Illinois. And then over here, it tells you when I need to put my order in by. And I'm cutting it kind of close. Usually I plan ahead a little bit better than this, but I have one day, 8 hours and 21 minutes to get my order in. And then over here, it tells you when you are going to be picking up that order. So they cut off the order ahead of time. You can see it's updating all the time. It just changed to 20 minutes. So 1 to 8 hours and 20 minutes. So I have to submit this order. You know, today's Monday when I'm shooting this. And so I need to submit this by tomorrow. And then the pickup is set for the week of the 27th. And what happens when you're doing that? So I'm gonna show you the process here. I'm going to put everything in. I'm going to submit it. The order's going to close starting tomorrow. So I will get email notification when the exact date and estimated pickup time will be. But I usually don't get that until your order is already submitted. So that's one of the tricky things about Azure. You kind of have to have a flexible schedule or have someone in your life who is flexible who can do that pickup for you. And you go to the location. We have different, we've captured this before and made videos for you all before on this. If you want to go check out any of those other ones about actually going to the location, picking up, how everyone helps to unload the truck and separates the items by name and all of that. And it's just it's a good team effort, and it's not scary. It's not intimidating at all. People are great. And our coordinator for the location is great as well. So, all right, I have already made up my handwritten list of the items that we are getting low on. Like I said, I don't put an order in every single month. I do it based upon our needs and when those things come up, and when I get enough of those needs or things that we're getting low on, then I go ahead and make it worth the trip to put in an order. I already know which items I'm gonna get, but if you're new to Azure and you wanna look, obviously they separate it. You can look at their different food items. They break it down into categories. It's super easy. And I honestly can look back at previous orders as well and just continue to go click on those items if I want to. I'm able to see all of my previous orders if you go under your account. But today I know exactly what I'm searching for. So something I've never bought before are their food grade buckets. They don't call them 5-gallon buckets, I don't think. I'm reorganizing my storage of my bulk food downstairs, and there's a few items that I do like to put in food grade buckets. They tend to be the items that we use up pretty quickly. So I'm gonna come down here, and I believe I want the 5-gallon. So I'm gonna view the options. Just like anything else, when you buy bulk, you get a good price, and actually $6.15 per bucket is cheaper than even like Walmart and Home Depot. So I am going to add this to cart this time, and I'm going to go ahead and add on the lids as well. Okay, so I'm gonna check that off my list. So far up until now, I've always gotten free 5-gallon buckets because we have a friend who works for a big box store and they serve food there, so they end up keeping and allowing you to reuse, the food grade plastic buckets. I have not gotten any of those recently, and the rest of our buckets we use for livestock and stuff. So obviously I keep those separate. I want clean, really, really good, clean, ready to go buckets when it comes to like long-term storage down in my basement. Okay, next, one of my favorite products is the raw cheese, and it's so good if you have not tried it before. I'm seeing if they have the Azure brand. Okay, so something that you'll learn with Azure is that sometimes they don't have your products in stock, and that's always a bummer. And I'm not seeing the Azure raw cheese right now. So let me see what other kinds of cheese they have available. So my favorite raw milk cheese that they carry is the Azure brand. And as I'm searching, I can see here on my computer that, they're not in stock right now. I'm not seeing any of it. But I'm gonna take the backup. The issue with this is that it's most likely gonna be more expensive, and it is. That's something that you have to be flexible with. You either choose not to order it or you choose to improvise, either ordering a different brand, ordering a different size, kind of being flexible with that. So I'm gonna do a little searching here before I decide whether to order this other brand of raw cheese. All right, here I found it. It won't come up if it's out of stock, but here is the Azure Market cheddar cheese. It's raw, it's white, and I usually do the 5 pounds, which ends up being, around $30 for that 5 pounds of cheese. But I'm telling you, it is so good, and it is the best cheese that I've ever had. It's so yummy, but it's out of stock. It's telling me over here that, there's another 960 expected to arrive August 23rd. After my order has closed, you can run a risk, of adding it to your cart. And when you add it and you close out your account for the week, or for the month, if something is not in stock, you don't get charged for that. They'll put it in your cart and they'll put it on your list, but you don't get charged in the end. And sometimes you'll put something in your cart and it won't ship, depending on what this number looks like. If it says, right now it says out of stock, but here, if it said 960 in stock, you're pretty sure that you're going to be able to get that sent to you. But right now they're not. Most likely it's not going to come in. I can add one to my cart. They're telling me it's temporarily out of stock. It takes you to your other options. Here is this other one, but like I said, it's more expensive. You're spending $40 for that 5 pounds. So it's $10 more, but at least I'm guaranteed that cheese. I've gotten this before. This is organic label. Again, I don't really care that much about it with the cheese because I know that the Azure one is raw milk. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and add this in this time because I'm not gonna be able to get my other one. I was gonna get two packs of 5. I was gonna get 10 pounds total of the raw cheese, but obviously I can't do that this time. Something about Azure, you have to be flexible. So, all right, let's keep searching. So next on my list, I have been missing my Equal Exchange coffee. So I'm gonna search, I know it's Equal Exchange. They have other coffee brands if you wanna search that, but I know I like it. So I like the Equal Exchange, it's good, it tastes good. It's good quality. And I am specifically on the search for Mind, Body, and Soul, but I have also tried other kinds. So let's go, let's see what's in stock. I'm gonna simplify my search to coffee. And I do like buying, sometimes you can see over here, this is on sale. I usually do buy, oh, so is my Mind, Body, and Soul. Let me see if whole bean is on sale. Coffee has gone up in price so much. You guys, in my, at least locally, even Dunkin' Donuts and all the other brands are so expensive now that, I mean, it used to be like double the price to buy organic coffee. It's not anymore. It's really not. I mean, $10 a pound is not that crazy off like it used to be. All right, currently the ground is on sale for cheaper than the whole bean. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I wanna save some extra cash here, so. Okay. So we can mark off our buckets, our cheese, our coffee. I definitely need to restock some of our favorite oils, and 2 of my favorite oils from Azure are I like their avocado oil a lot, and their olive oil is so nice. And I use Azure brand. So let's do, all right, I'm gonna look at the prices here for the bulk avocado oil, and it looks like they have my gallon in stock. Again, you know, this is gonna look like a big expensive grocery haul, but it's because I'm buying large amounts, and then I don't need to buy those things for quite some time. So here, if I click on this, I'm able to see the Azure brand and what this is here, their avocado oil. They have it certified organic, it's cold pressed, and obviously you save money by buying it in bulk. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at here. This is what I'm talking about. So this avocado oil shows that it's in stock, and it shows that there's 3,400 of them in stock and more to be expected in September. So right now they're doing great. There's been other seasons where they're out of stock. It all just depends on their suppliers and what everybody has in stock and available. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my cart because this lasts us a long time. I also wanna do the same thing, looking for olive oil. Again, Azure's brand. If they're out of Azure, they offer lots of other kinds. All right, they also have the olive oil in store. A little bit more expensive. It's organic olive oil, extra virgin, cold pressed. This is 49 cents per ounce. And they have, again, a lot in stock. So I'm gonna add that to my cart, and you're almost guaranteed with that many in stock that you're gonna have that delivered. I was low on avocado oil and olive oil. Sometimes, depending on what we're using olive oil for, we buy much less expensive olive oil. This I save for us eating and consuming. If we're making soap and different things like that, we use a little bit less expensive of oil. Okay, so we've got our avocado oil, we've got our olive oil. One thing I wanna see, because I was not able to get it the last couple times, is their cane sugar. I just bought sugar from Country Life Naturals when we went and visited them in person up in Michigan, Pullman, Michigan, and great sugar. But there is, here, it's not gonna, you're not gonna get to see a picture, but Azure Standard's sugar is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and it really is my favorite sugar. So I figured I can go ahead and buy it if they have it in stock. Let's check it out and see if they have it in stock. And of course, you can get it to way cheap if you buy, here, look at this, if you buy a tote of it, 2,000 pounds of it. But I'm certainly not gonna do that. I'm looking at the 50 or the 55 pounds. The 55 pounds get me down even cheaper in price by a few cents. So I'm probably just gonna get that. It's in stock. There's quite a few in stock. I'm gonna add that to my cart. We do cook, bake. We're not scared of sugar. We do like to use good quality sugar and still use wisdom on how much we consume. But in a family of 8 and also baking for lots of other people, we go through sugar. So their sugar is just beautiful. You do have to put it through the food processor if you're baking something that requires fine, ground sugar, depending on what kind of cakes and stuff that you're making. But we usually just keep that in stock separately and save this for other types of things. So it's beautiful. Okay, we can check that off the list. Okay, we are completely out of raisins. So I wanted to see, it's been a while since we've purchased them. So I think I'm gonna get the raisins, the Thompson Select. They have some oil on them, but they're the organic option. So I'm looking here. I'm pretty sure I don't want to get a large portion because I don't like having to store them for super long term. So I am looking at this 5-pound option, puts it at $2.88 a pound. We use raisins. We don't eat them fresh like as snacks, really. We eat them in different oatmeals and homemade granolas and cookies and those kinds of things. So we don't go through them super quick. So 5 pounds lasts me quite a while. So there's 98 in stock. I'm gonna go and add it to the cart and hopefully they will send. All right, so one of our favorite products from here, I really like the Pacific brand, Pacific Foods cream of chicken soup. And this is not a cheap purchase. I'm not even gonna pretend that it is. And I think you guys, many of you can probably relate. There's some things that you're willing to spend the money on because you like having it on hand and it's good quality. We can link this video or you can go search it, but I teach you how to make your own homemade cream of chicken soup for super inexpensive. If this scares you, totally fine. This is why I do both. It depends on the season of life, to be honest. Sometimes I need to pinch some pennies and I will just be making homemade everything. And then sometimes you can maybe just keep a few of these cans in your pantry to make for easy, quick, healthy meals. And you're still using a can of cream of chicken condensed soup, but without all of the cruddy ingredients. But believe me, I have been there. There have been seasons where I just have to skip on these things. But I have not bought this in a while, and I'm gonna go ahead and purchase some cream of chicken soup. It's 30 cents an ounce. Certainly, like I said, way more expensive than if you're just buying Walmart brand. I have done that in seasons past, but today I'm putting in this order, so I'm gonna go ahead and order a pack of 12 of these cans of soup because I like having them in the pantry. But I also, again, I keep that Better Than Bouillon chicken base in my root cellar, in my fridge, depending on if it's open or not. I keep it ready to go there in case we need to whip up our own homemade, because we can up our own chicken broth and we use that and create some delicious homemade cream of chicken soup. But I'm busy just like everybody else, and it's really nice to have a couple easy meals between our canned chicken and canned healthy cream of chicken soup. So I'm gonna add that in, check that off the list. Okay, next, let's look for some baking powder. I haven't had to buy this in a while. Okay, so I've ordered the Azure Market baking powder one time off of a recommendation, which I love. Please give me your recommendations if I'm missing anything. Look back at other hauls because I have loved the other things like the hibiscus flowers and the coconut and all of the yummy, yummy things and amazing, beautiful things that Azure has. But I've tried their baking powder before one time and I had issues with it rising. Now I know that can be a fluke, so I haven't gone back to them, to their brand to buy the baking powder. I kind of want to try it again. I'm curious, maybe I'll just do a pound, add it to the cart and give them another try because I really love everything else that I've gotten. But I've in recent purchases, I've gone to the Rumford baking powder. I'm gonna look at the options here. Last time I bought a case of the small little containers because I liked how that keeps it fresh, and I think I'm probably going to get some of those again, but it's showing me that I've got some stuff out of stock, so I might have to wait. I might have to go with that Azure baking powder and just see how it goes. Yeah, my pack of 12 is out until September. Well, let's give Azure another try. I still have a few of my Rumfords left from the last time that I ordered it, so I can buy some time. I'd like to try out the baking powder from Azure, their brand, and see if that was a fluke. And I'll give you guys some feedback on that when the time comes when I can try it. So I'm gonna mark that off. And you know what? I wanna take a second because I know we live in a world of convenience and Instacart and all of that. And I know that there's some inconveniences with Azure, but I just love the company. I love researching what they're all about and reading about their perspective when it comes to supporting local farmers and trying to, take care of the small farmers and stuff. And it's worth it for me to kind of have the inconveniences. It's hardly an inconvenience. Our lives are pretty easy compared to a lot of people's lives. And so me not being able to get the exact thing that I want is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So I'm happy to support them. I'm happy to continue to buy from them and to do my best. Sometimes it gets challenging, but that's why I have backup companies like Aldi, and there's Costco, and I love Country Life Naturals. The nice thing about Country Life is that when you're online and you're ordering from them, one thing is they ship directly to your house, free shipping over $99, but they are more expensive than Azure on most things, I will say. But the things that they put on their website are in stock, so you don't have to wonder if you're going to receive your product or not. But once you learn the tricks and get some tips when it comes to online shopping at Azure, then it's pretty easy, and you can kind of see like, hey, I think there's not very many of these in stock. I'm probably not going to get it. So you just got to kind of mess with it and figure it out. And really, again, so these tiny little inconveniences are really no big deal. So, okay, I am almost done. I'm working through my list. We are almost done. So we're going to try the baking powder from Azure. Now let's head over to sour cream. We really like Nancy's organic sour cream. When we had our dairy cows here on the farm, this sour cream was something that we experimented with making here. We loved making, all the things, yogurt, sour cream, mozzarella cheese. When you have a lot of extra milk, it's very convenient to make your own things. When you're buying raw milk from the local dairy farm, which is what we're doing currently, love that. I love that they're available to us. When you're paying for those things outright, it's not the cheapest to make your own. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy a good quality organic probiotic sour cream, and that's what I'm doing today because I didn't want to, we get a few gallons of milk every other week from the raw milk farm and enjoy that thoroughly. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and add to cart 6 16-ounce packs of sour cream here, and that's going to cost me $23. And thankfully, these, because it is high probiotic sour cream, they last in the fridge. Someone had asked me this question: how do I make it last? I have never had this sour cream go bad in my fridge. Never. I think it has all sorts of good stuff in it, so it just doesn't go bad. I buy 6 at a time to save on the price, and we maybe go through like one a week at the most. We use them on our garden potatoes and in a couple different soups and recipes and stews and like some sweet treats and stuff, but we really don't go through this super crazily fast. So it works out to keep it, and I've never had it go bad. I know some things like cream cheese change texture in the freezer, so I definitely don't freeze those things. I have never had an issue with the Nancy's sour cream going bad in the fridge, so I just get the pack of 6. And it works out great. So I think that is technically everything that I have on my list that I need. Now, I always like to just think and be like, what sounds fun? No, I don't think I'm gonna add anything fun because this is already gonna be an expensive purchase, but it's things that we need to restock up on, and we're grateful for the opportunity to do this. I've got everything in here. It's showing, the reason it says 20 is because it counts like each of those buckets as an item. So the only thing that is kind of an extra purchase this time around are those buckets that I wanted to get. And that's because I have a project in mind. When I'm making this video, it's at the end of August 2023. And we are about to head into harvest season, like full-blown harvest season, and my storage areas, I'm tweaking them, and I'm sure everyone can relate. If you store food for your family, there's always like, oh, this works great, and then after some time you're like, okay, I would tweak this and change this, and that's where I'm at. I'm in In our dry storage room, which we call the shower room just because there's an old farm shower in there, I'm going to add 2 shelving units, and that's where these buckets are going to come into play for those items, for oats, sugars, flours, anything that can't handle the damp cold that happens in the winter in the root cellar. So because of that, I'm going to invest, let me see, what is it going to cost me? It's $90, almost $100 in buckets and storage, and then the shelving units will probably each cost me $100. So we're investing some money to bring some order to things down in the basement. So, but it's worth it to have things in order, to not have food going bad, to not have to even worry about that. So it's a wise investment, and they're long-term investments. You know, these buckets can be reused over and over again, and the shelving units can be reused for years, years and years. So I'm excited to work on those projects and bring some order, and to continue to, get that all to come to order, be organized, have it all set. Okay. So this is easy. The nice thing about Azure, you can close out your order, and until this cutoff date ends, the date and time of the cutoff ends, you can tweak that. But otherwise, if I'm going to close this out, I'm going to go to checkout. I already have my card on file for this. It's going to tell me how much, where I'm picking it up, when I'm picking it up-ish. I can continue to edit the order through. It says here you can continue to edit this order until Tuesday, August 22nd at 6:02 p.m. I have my total, and I go ahead and place the order. So it's going through. Like I said, once the order's closed out, you'll get a confirmation about that. My coordinator is really good about communicating times and changes and different things. One time there was a bad snowstorm in a different state, and the poor truck driver obviously got delayed and had all sorts of issues. And it was great because my coordinator, Karen, she reached out and she was very thorough at communicating and taking care of it, which is wonderful. And I'm sure that most of you have that same experience. So anyway, this is closed. If I think of something else tonight, I'm laying in bed at midnight and I'm like, I forgot to order whatever. I can make edits to my order until tomorrow night. And then it'll tell me when it's closed. It'll also tell me when it's shipped. And then a few days before, I'll get to know, they'll say maybe your pickup is going to be Wednesday on this date around 10 a.m. Like I said, I've had great experience so far. Just that one time where there was a severe snowstorm and delay, and my order got delayed, or my delivery got delayed by, I think it was 2 hours. So Josh and I were together. Thankfully, we could be flexible, and we went and got coffee and had a little mini date, and then went and picked up the order. But I know not everybody has that opportunity. And obviously, if you have little kids with you, that makes for a whole different scenario, but it's just something that could happen if you're ordering from them. So anyway, yep, I can go back here. It gives me all my information here, my order confirmation. I can view the order. I can check out what I did, and then just go from there. So yeah, that is it. Our order is complete for now. I love kind of just searching around here on the website and seeing what other options they have, so that, in future orders I can see other things to try. And I love your feedback if there's something that I did not order today. Just so you know, just in case you haven't seen my other food hauls, I have enough flour, ground flour and wheat berries for my family for the next year, which is why I'm not purchasing any flour. We're currently living off of those stocks. And as that stockpile begins to kind of get lower, then I'll be starting to purchase again. But it's kind of fun because I'm in a season where I don't need to purchase any flour. I have everything that we need, including spelt and whole wheat. And I've bought those things in bulk, good prices, so that they can last me, coming into this winter, which is great. But it's fun to look in here and see what they have on sale. You can, when you're putting your order together, you can request a sales flyer. And actually, that's how I was introduced to the Pacific cream of chicken soup, because it was on sale. And I was like, oh, I'll give that a try. And then we tried it and we really liked it. So they suckered me in. They put it on sale. But it's fun when you can do that, and then you can, of course, save more money. We all understand the benefit and the value of saving some cash. Even though, I mean, it looks like I spent a lot today, if you break that down and how long it will last me, as well as how many people are consuming these products, that we're a family of 8, and there's certain things that we buy less expensive and buy on sale at Aldi, and we try to work it together so that we're not spending all of our income on food and groceries. But despite, despite maybe some perspectives, we absolutely have to live on a budget, and we absolutely have to be strategic about how and when and why we spend our money. So I stay at home, Josh works, and we make it work, and we're grateful for it. So I hope you enjoyed this grocery haul and just seeing the process. I'll take you along with me when I go and pick this up to show you that process in case you haven't seen that before. And again, I love your feedback. What cool places do you like to shop at, to buy in bulk and buy good healthy ingredients and products? And yeah, I love hearing what you guys have to say. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon, and we'll see you at the next Azure pickup. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. All right, see you later.